I'm sure you read the title. Unfortunately, this will be my last Ironsight review because the servers are shutting down on August 6, 2025. I'm sure most of you are watching this video after that date, and we have to say our final goodbye to Ironsight. This was shocking and announced back in May. I know this game wasn't the best it can be, but I still wasn't expecting this. I haven't played this game since my last review in 2023, so I'm a little rusty, but I played this game back in April 2020. Let me know when you first started playing. Some of us played this a while ago, so it sucks to see it go. For those of you who don't know, Ironsight was basically a budget modern version of old classic Call of Duties like Black Ops 2. It wasn't perfect, but it was free and scratched that itch of playing an old Call of Duty. I stopped playing COD after Black Ops 4, so Ironsight showed up at a good time for me. The honeymoon phase for this game was strong. It actually replaced Call of Duty for me for a while. I'm open to indie games, so I didn't care that the graphics or presentation weren't AAA quality. The core gameplay and feel of the game with things like the maps, weapons, and score streaks just really clicked with me. I genuinely believed in this game as I waited for updates and thinking about the future. Sure, the netcode and optimization was heavily criticized, but I'm sure they'll fix it one day. We didn't get new maps too often, but I'm sure they'll speed things up. The battle passes were their main focus and the progression is slow, but I'm sure it'll get easier. Is exactly what I used to tell myself, but what do you think happened? I started with this game being very optimistic, but left being realistic about some indie games. I wanted this game to evolve over time and that it would eventually live up to its potential, but unfortunately this is the reality sometimes. The updates were too little too late, and I eventually put this game down unless I was making a video on it. Maybe they stepped their game up in 2024, but I wouldn't know. I usually notice some new things after not playing for a year or two, like I don't remember Steam achievements the last time I played. I also noticed some guns I've never used before, and it's always fun messing around with new guns and skins. As much as I trash talk the battle passes, the concept for them were really fun and motivated me to keep playing for a while. It was a bit of toxic motivation that made me spend money and overly grind this game. Like, my biggest issue was the slow progression and this game being a bit over monetized in general. I remember spending about $100 on this game. To be fair, I think they were pretty good purchases all things considered, but it sucks that I lost all of that. There's a lot of cool skins I'm gonna miss, like this QBZ Panda skin that I got for a good package deal. This sick Type 89 skin is one of my favorites. Man, just listen to that. Some of the knife skins are pretty cool, and I like that this game has that CSGO knife movement speed thing going on. But most of all, I can't believe I'm losing my Ultramarine MP5 that I earned from finishing my first battle pass. It's not just the money spent, I had memories with these skins. Same goes with the maps, score streaks, weapons, even some players. The player count wasn't that high, so you bump into some of the same people, which is a bit of a gift and a curse. If you take a look at the player count before this game shut down, it wasn't looking too good. To be fair, it didn't drop below an average of 100 players until they announced the final shutdown, and to be honest, I was able to find matches in a reasonable amount of time with this player count. Now, the quality of those matches can differ, but I was able to find them in a few minutes or less. It's one of those cases where each match doesn't need that many players, so you can still find a lobby or two. Now, I don't know what it costs to keep the servers running, but I think this game could have maintained a little longer, even with minimal cosmetic updates. But I don't know, maybe it's just not worth it to the developer. Ironsight was made and published by Whipple Games, but there is actually another version of this game published by Area Games that I originally played on. I got 120 hours of playtime and spent about $30 on that version of the game, and guess what? That version of the game got shut down too. What a surprise. So I'm not new to experiencing heartbreak or losing my accounts for Ironsight. Now we lost both versions, and if you look at my playtime for the first version and my playtime for the second version, it's almost 500 hours. Okay, I'm sorry I lied a little bit about the 500 hours, but it looks cleaner and I'm not that far off, so let's take a look at my profile and stats. It's not too different compared to last time, but I would say that I ended off with a solid KD ratio, and I probably have about 2,000 games if you consider my other account. Here's my most used weapons with my KDA, accuracy, and playtime. My favorite weapons were some of the best, but mostly because I had cool skins for them. The assault rifles were my favorite, but what were your favorite guns in this game? Here's my most used drones and score streaks too. I was more of a support type of player when it came to the score streaks, unless I was playing in objective game mode. If we take a closer look at the game modes, Team Deathmatch was definitely my main game mode, but I enjoyed some Secure Point too. That was about it. I actually played a lot of EMP missions because it was good progress for the Battle Pass. I never got into ranked, but we might as well look at some titles, emblems, and dog tags that I'll be losing. I used to have the title for the gold K2C, but that was on the first version of this game. Man, screw it, I got the gold MP5 for the hell of it and just for this part of the video. I mean, why the hell not? I'm losing all of this anyway. You know what? I'll do a supply box opening at the end of this video because I have no reason to save them anymore. Stay tuned. You know, why didn't this game just get a console port and live happily ever after? That probably would have saved this game. People were asking for it and look how much it boosted a game like Splitgate and its sequel. I mean, I'm sure it's easier said than done. I'm still wondering about the future of this developer. Ironsight was their only game on Steam, so they're leaving with Ironsight. Or should we expect something new? I guess we'll find out. It's just an unfortunate situation. Goodbyes are never easy, and I'm sure many of you will miss this game. I'm just reminiscing about my optimism, the game itself, the YouTubers I used to watch like C4, and even my old videos. I'm still proud of those tips and tricks videos and the way I would cover the battle passes, as well as the reviews. It really felt like I brought something a little unique to the community and that this game just needed more content creators. It made me feel good about making videos and trying to give this game some exposure. I didn't get a ton of views, but it still felt like a little documentation of my experience on this game, which I'm glad I did since this game is gone. I can be lighthearted about it now, but it'll hurt as time goes on and years after this video. It sucks some of our favorite and most played games can get lost to time. Like our favorite movies or albums can be streamed, remastered, emulated, or you can pirate them, but Ironsight was an indie multiplayer game with its server shut down. There's no emulating or pirating that. It's already a hot topic nowadays about not owning games that we buy, but Ironsight was a free multiplayer game. I know some of us spent money on it, but the barrier of entry was free, and losing this game means a lot more than the money. It's one of those situations where we can't be too sad that it's gone, we just have to appreciate the good times that we had. Yeah, I know it's corny, but it's true. There's some random games I played back in the day with friends that got shut down that we still reference to this day, and it doesn't have to be all sad and negative. Sometimes you appreciate an experience for what it is as a memory. I had my peak time with this game, and there'll be other FPS games I enjoy in the future that I'll compare to Ironsight. This is a feeling that we should get somewhat used to in gaming these days. Though I will admit it's a bit harder when it's a game you've played for years or a long time ago, and the servers have to finally shut down. It's like saying your last goodbye. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little sad playing my first match back knowing it'll be my last time returning to this game. Like, I can't revisit this game in 2026 or 2030, it's already gone. And every time I got back on this game, it was like riding a bike and it all came back to me. Those classic maps and guns. Sure, the matches got sweatier and I would get disconnected sometimes, maybe it's a regional thing, but I was still pretty good and held my own. I still had fun. There's a few games that I'll review until I literally can't anymore, and the best example I can think of is Battlerite. It had thousands of players and now it has less than 100, similar to Ironsight. I was willing to ride until the wheel falls off, but something we never expect is the wheels falling off. I'll miss you, Ironsight. You are my favorite imperfect budget version of Call of Duty. You're gone, but won't be forgotten by randy indie game players like me. This might have been a solo game for me, but I'll still appreciate all of the good memories I had with Ironsight. It was just a different time in my life, but let me know some of your Ironsight memories or when you started playing. I'd love to hear anything you have to say about this game. Say some final words. While I'm at it, I'll show you some of my favorite comments from my last Ironsight video. I like to show you guys my appreciation and give you a bit of a spotlight. Maybe drop a like if you think this was a good or respectful video, and consider subscribing if you like that I cover games like this. Unfortunately, I can't cover this game anymore, but I'll keep my eye open for other good FPS games. Thank you guys for being a big fan of Ironsight and a top percentage viewer by making it this far. You get to enjoy the supply box opening. There's not a lot of us, but some of us have passion for the games we play, and it's not easy saying goodbye. Even if there were sad or raging moments, it doesn't compare to the overall positive experience, especially now that it's gone. It was a hell of a ride, and I'll always appreciate my experience, especially with videos like this to take a trip down memory lane. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.